Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke with Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent and Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan after Griner's release. Margaret asked about the potential consequences of this prisoner swap and if Whelan was part of the negotiation process.
The choice wasn't between getting one American or the other back. It was the choice before us was one or none. And the president decided that it was important to at least bring Brittney home now and continue to work on getting Paul back, too.
The past three administrations have conducted prisoner swaps, but one of the criticisms here is that Victor Bout was so high profile, and he was clearly of high interest to Russia. Brittney Griner is a celebrity, so she got a lot of attention. In this transaction, did you somehow up the price on the head of another American by showing that Russia can get something it really wants if it just kidnaps and holds hostage the right American?
Two things, Margaret. First, as you noted at the outset, in any of these situations, unfortunately, the other side gets a vote, the other side gets a veto. And the Russians have used that as we propose different ways of doing this. Second, we can bring people home as we did, and yet also work and take action to deter this from happening going forward in the future.
Margaret Brennan joins us now with more on the response to Griner's release. So, Margaret, what did you make of Secretary Blinken's response to your question?
Well, Nate, in arguing that this wasn't a concession, but rather it was the only option on the table, the administration is admitting here that Russia had the upper hand and they wouldn't budge. And what's so frustrating about these hostage cases is you have ordinary Americans, in this case a celebrity, who are carrying one thing, and that's a U.S. passport. And that puts a price on their head, and it can be used as leverage against an American president. Vladimir Putin was not under pressure to bring his citizen home. President Biden was.
We heard Paul Whelan say in Nancy's report, Margaret, that his bags are packed, he's ready to go. What did Secretary Blinken tell you about the efforts that are ongoing to free him?
Well, Gayle, there were many options put on the table, including back in the summer, a 2-for-2 swap. The administration had tried 2 for 2, 2 for 1, and Russia wouldn't budge on that. And so there were other Russians offered up in potential trades, and the Kremlin just wasn't interested. So it's not clear, Gayle, if there is another card to play at this point on behalf of the U.S. because they just used Victor Bout, arguably one of their most powerful. And so it's not clear. Secretary Blinken did say they hope and will keep trying, but he also made clear this was just a single transaction, no more, no less, and there's no diplomatic breakthrough attached to it.
All right, Margaret, there's certainly more to come on this story. We thank you so much.